My first thought was he lied in every word, that hoary cripple with malicious eye, askance to watch the working of his lie on mine, and mouth scarce able to afford suppression of the glee that pursed and scored its edge at one more victim gained thereby. What else should he be set for with his staff? What save to waylay with his lies and snare all travelers who might find him posted there? And ask the road, I guessed what skull-like laugh would break, what crutch could write my epitaph or pastime in the dusty thoroughfare. If at his counsel I should turn aside into ominous track which all agree hides the dark tower, yet acquiescingly I did turn as he pointed, neither pride nor hope rekindling at the end descried, so much as glad that some end might be. For what with my whole world wide wondering, what with my search drawn out through years, my hope dwindled into a ghost not fit to cope with that obstreperous joy success would bring. I hardly tried now to rebuke the spring my heart made, finding failure in its scope. As a sick man very near to death seems dead indeed, and feels begin and end the tears, and takes the farewell of each friend, and hears one bid the other go, draw breath freely outside, since all is over, he saith, a blow fallen, no grieving can amend. While some discusseth near other graves be room enough for this, and when a day seeks best for carrying the corpse away, with care about banner scarfs and staves, and still the man hears all and only craves, he may not shame such tender love and stay. Thus I had for so long suffered in this quest, heard failure prophesied so often therein, so many times among the band to wit, the knights who to dark towers search address their steps, but just to fail as they seem best, and all doubt was now should I be fit. So quiet as his floor, I turned from him, the hateful cripple, out of his highway into the path appointed. All the day had been a dreary one at best, and dim was settling into its close, yet shot one grim red leer to see the plain catch its astray. For mark, no sooner was I fairly found, pledged the plain after facing through, and pausing to back at a last view, over the safe road 'twas gone, great plain all round, nothing but plain to the horizon's bound. I must go on, naught else remained to do. So on I went. I think I never saw such starved ignoble nature. Nothing throve, for flowers as well expect a cedar grove. But chortle and spurge, according to their law, might propagate their kind with none to awe. You'd think a burr had been a treasure trove. No penury and inertness in grimace, in some strange sort were the land's portion. See or close your eyes, said nature peevishly, it nothing skills, I can't help my case. 'Tis last judgment fire must cure this place, calcine its clods and set my prisoners free. If there pushed any ragged thistle stalk above its mates, its head was chopped. The bents were jealous else. What made the holes and rents in the dock's harsh short leaves, bruised as to balk all hope of greenness? 'Tis a brute must walk, pashing their life with the brute's intents. As for the grass, it grew as scarce as hair in leprosy. Thin dry blades pricked the mud which underneath was kneaded up with blood. One stiff blind horse, his every bone a stare, stood stupefied however he came there, thrust out past service in the devil's stud. Alive, he might be dead for aught I know, with red gaunt and callous neck astrain, and shut eyes beneath the rusty mane. Seldom went such grotesqueness with such woe. I never saw a brute I hated so. He must have been wicked to deserve such pain. I shut my eyes and turned them on my heart, as a man calls for wine before he fights. I asked one draught of earlier, happier sights. Ere fitly I'd hope to play the part. Think first, fight afterwards, a soldier's art. One taste of old time sets all to rights. Not it. I fancied Cuthbert's rending face beneath its garniture of curly gold. Dear fellow, till I almost felt him fold, an arm and mind fixed me to that place, that way he used. Alas, one night's disgrace, oh, at my heart's new fire and left it cold. Giles, then, the soul of honor, there he stands, frank as 10 years ago when knighted first, an honest man should dare, he said he durst. Good but the scene shifts, fall what hangman's hand pinned to his breast a parchment, his own band reads it, poor traitor spit upon and cursed. Better this present than a past like that, back therefore to my darkening path. Sound no sight as far as the eye can strain. Will the night send a howl or a bat, I asked, and something on the dismal flat came to arrest my thoughts and change their train. A sudden little river crossed my path, as unexpected as a serpent came. No tides congenial to the glooms. This as it frothed by might have been a bath for the fiend's glowing hoof, to see the wrath of its black eddies be spat with flakes and spumes. So petty yet so spiteful, all along low scrubby alders kneeled over it, drenched willows flung them headlong in a fit of rout despair, a suicidal throng, the river which had done them all the wrong, whatever that was, rolled by, deterred no whit. Which while I courted good saints, how I feared to set my foot upon a dead man's cheek, each step or feel the spear I thrust to seek for hollows tangle in his hair or beard. It may have been a water rat I speared, but ugh, it sounded like a baby shriek. Glad was I to reach the other bank, now for a better country. Vain presage, who are the strugglers? What war did they wage? Whose savage trample could thus pad the dank soil to a plash? Toads in a poison tank, or wild cats in a red-hot cage. As far as ever from the end, more than that a furlong on. Fight must so have seen in that fight, what penned them there with all the beauty to choose. No footsteps leading to that horrid meeting. Not out of it, mad brew and set to work on graves, no doubt, as galley slaves to Turks, pits for his pastime, Christians against Jews. As far as ever from the end, not in the distance, but the evening knot, point my footsteps further out the thought. Great black bird, Apollyon's bosom friend, sailed past and beat his wide wings, dragon-penned, that brushed my cap, perchance the guide I sought. For looking up aware I somehow grew, the plain had given place all round to mountains with such names to grace, mere heights and heaps now stolen in view. How thus they surprised me, solving you, how to get from there was no clear case. Yet half I seemed to recognize some trick of mischief had happened to me, God knows when, in a bad dream perhaps. Here ended then progress this way, when in the very nick of giving up one more time, came a click as when the trap shuts you're in the den. Burningly it came upon me all at once. This was the place. Those two hills crouched like two bulls locked horn in fight, while to the left a tall scalp mountain, dunce doddered a dozing at the very nunce after a lifetime of training for the sight. What in the midst lay but the tower itself, the round squat turret, built of brown stone, blind as a fool's heart, built of brown stone without a counterpart in the whole world. The tempest's mocking elf points to the shipman, thus the unseen shelf. Only when timbers start. Not see, because of night perhaps, why day came back for that. Behind it left the dying sunset, kindled to a cleft. The hills like two giants in the hunting lay, chin upon hand to see the game at bay, now stab and end the creature to the heft. Not here, when noise was everywhere it told, increasing like a bell, names in my ears, of lost adventurers, my peers, how such was strong, and such was bold, and such was fortunate, yet each of old, lost when moment knelled the roll of years. There they stood, ranged along the hillside net, to view the last of me, for one more picture in a sheet of flame. I saw them and knew them all, and yet, dauntless, the slug going through my lips I set and blew, child roll into a dark tower came. Yeah, it's a pizza oven. But I'm baking bagels, so. What's up? Welcome to the stream. I'm baking bagels. I need to turn my oven up. I got 2 batches in the oven right now, and 1 in the pot. Oh, I have a sharp pain in my groin right now. not quite my groin, but my above the groin area. Sorry to interrupt, I like stands and thank you. I sort of messed that one up. I should do it again as penance for my failure. Oh, my eyes look pretty bloodshot today, don't they? Wow, not looking well. Need more rest. Thank you. Hamlin towns in Brunswick, my famous Hanover city. The river Weser, deep and wide, washes its wall on the southern side. A pleasanter spot you'd ever spied. But when begins my ditty? Into his own. Yeah. Hello, welcome to the stream. I'm baking bagels and reciting poetry. And suffering. That's the other thing I'm doing this morning. I'm suffering. Quietly suffering. Actually, I'm not suffering very quietly. I'm actually complaining quite a lot about it. That's what Canadians do. Canadians complain. Canadians complain and say sorry. Those are the two things we love to do. Yeah, Hamlet was into his mom, I guess. You could say that. It's sort of, I think that Hamlet's sort of retelling of the Oedipus Rex myth. I'm sure Freud talked about Hamlet a lot. Sigmund. I imagine Freud loved Shakespeare. Yeah. Why not? Shakespeare's great. I love Shakespeare. I should learn some Shakespeare. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Oh, it's way too early to be out. Oh my god. A thespian. No, I've never acted. I took some lessons, but I don't know. I wasn't very good at it. Or maybe, I don't know. Perhaps I wasn't. Something I need to practice, that's for sure. I memorized a scene from The Last Boy Scout. Oh, thank you. It takes me forever to memorize something. It might seem funny, but like I find it like I have a good memory, but it takes forever to get it into my head, which is frustrating. Because I don't know. I don't know how actors memorize their lines so fast. Actors amaze me. Actors. A good actor amazes me. A bad actor, whatever. They have a job. Hopefully. But a good actor, they amaze me. Morning. Well, that's all for today. Thanks for watching.